The reason why you find it impossible to lose weight is because society is making it hard to. And it's not just the media and the supermarkets which is making you do this, but it's also your friends and family too. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, this is the place to be. This video right here. So hold on with me, because in this video, I'm going to tell you why society's making it so hard for you to lose weight. And then because of that, I'm going to show you how you can beat it. Because what you'll find is, as you start to actually lose weight, you'll realize what you're really doing is fighting some sort of war with society. Because the world is structured in a way right now where it's easy to put on weight. Very, very easy. And in order to lose the weight, you have to go away from the grain. You have to go away from what's normalized in society right now. You have to fight against it. You have to leave the sheep, leave the herd behind and follow your own path. It's really quite a lonely place, because what is normal is what is unhealthy right now. And in order for you to be the weight that you truly desire, you're going to have to get rid of all those beliefs which society is trying to force down your throat. So let's start off with supermarkets. Okay, this is where we go to shop. And the government has all these kind of, propaganda-filled documents saying they're trying to help people lose weight and fight the diabetes crisis and, health is this and health is wealth and all this stuff. But really and truly, if you look at the most basic place at which we come to shop, which is the Western supermarket, what you'll find is more than half of the produce that you're able to buy at your average supermarket is complete trash. Most of the things that you can buy in your local supermarket, you should not be eating. It's bad for you. You look down certain aisles like the biscuits, crisps, and dessert aisles, and if you're trying to lose weight, that's not an aisle you should even be touching. You shouldn't even be going near that aisle. All of it is rubbish. Snacking is bad for you. If you want to lose weight, the only thing you should be doing is eating your meals, your main meals, plus drinking water. That's it. And I don't really blame you for having these sweet treats full of high calories in your kitchen, because literally this whole aisle's dedicated to this unhealthy food. The only thing you should be really buying in a supermarket is your meat and veg and your carbohydrate, so pasta or rice. Everything else is rubbish. The only thing you should be snacking on is fruits and vegetables with water. That's it. But because so many of these aisles are filled with bad food, you can't help but snack on it and buy it. It's right there in front of you with all this colourful packaging. They're making it easy for you to put on that weight. A whole aisle full of crisps. Could you imagine? A full aisle full of rubbish food. And what's more is, this food is cheap. It's cheaper than the healthy food. If you want to eat healthy and live healthily, it's actually an expensive lifestyle to maintain, because vegetables cost more than unhealthy food. And right now we're in the cost of living crisis and people are trying to watch their pennies. And if you're telling me that a pack of parsley costs 75p, which is just an addition to a healthy meal really, but you can buy a whole pizza which can feed 2 to 3 to 4 people for only 25p more, what are people going to buy? So what's incentivized right now is unhealthy food. And there is this argument to say, well, Hezron, the supermarkets, they only put what people are willing to buy. Okay, fair enough. But why is it the government has made such schemes such as, the sugar tax, right? Which is increasing the price of our fizzy drinks, but they won't get rid of the aisles full of rubbish food that we shouldn't be eating. Which makes you wonder, are they trying to put a sugar tax to stop people from drinking unhealthy? Or is it just for money? Because if the government was truly trying to help us to lose weight, a lot of these food items would be banned. The government, if you're going to tax fizzy drinks, why aren't you taxing other sugary foods such as biscuits, crisps, and desserts. Because it's not really about the sugar, is it? It's about you trying to make some money. And instead, you're trying to frame it as helping people to be healthy. And I know this sounds really scary to a lot of people to be so regimented with your diet, but I'm telling you guys, it's the only way to lose weight. And I'm not judging anyone, guys, because I used to be overweight as well. I used to be 120 kilograms, thereabouts, at my max weight, guys. And I've lost a lot of weight. And it wasn't me following diet or following some sort of exercise plan which made me lose the weight. Really, it's a mindset change. You have to go against what you think is normal. When I actually started to lose weight, my whole mindset shifted. Literally, nowadays, when I go into the supermarket, I literally block out 70% of what is in the supermarket because it's all rubbish. One time, I was going out with my friend and he said to me, Hezron, I've got this friend down the road. He's got a birthday party. Do you want to come? I was like, yeah, sure. It was summer. I was in a good mood. Let's go. So I go down to this birthday party. It was outside barbecue in the park. Really good time, really good people. Or so I thought. And, it came to the part where they started to cut the birthday cake and sing the happy birthday song. Woohoo! So I sang along and I enjoyed singing with them. But guys, I don't really eat birthday cake because the portion sizes and the amount of calories they put in those slices of cake are so high. Literally, you could be eating up to nearly half of your calorie intake in just one slice of cake, right? So the birthday boy went around to all of his friends and family and all the guests at his party and offered them a slice of the cake. When he came around to me, I said no, because I'm on a diet. And he started to become really agitated. I was like, I'm not trying to make you angry or upset, but I'm on a diet and I'm trying to keep my weight down and I can't have any. It's not because I'm trying to not be disrespectful or anything like that. It's just that I really can't have any of this because I have to follow my diet, this isn't good for me. He got really agitated. He said to me, listen, bro, who do you think you are? Do you think you're better than all of us? Do you think you're above us? You come to my birthday party. I share my food, my drink, my alcohol, my love, my friends and family, and you can't even eat a cake that I offer you out of gratitude? And he kicked me out that party. So I want to know this, guys. How many times have you been on a diet and you've gone to a birthday party and have offered a slice of cake or some sort of unhealthy dessert and you have said no, and then the people around you, which could even be your friends or family, shame you into eating that food? I've been on this kind of dieting thing for the last, 8 years or so, something like that. And not once ever, when I tell someone, no, I'm on a diet, do they say, you know what, Hezron, well done. You shouldn't be eating this cake anyway, it's unhealthy for you. It's never happened. So once you're a new dieter and once you're new on your weight loss journey, you might find it really easy to give in because you'll feel like, oh my God, they're kind of shaming me, they want me to enjoy my time with them, and, I will feel so bad if I don't eat this cake. And they shame you into eating that unhealthy piece of cake. You might be watching the football with your boys at their house, and you might have a strict diet to have only one beer. And your friends will be like, no, Hezron, have another beer, have 3 beers. And then they might order a pizza. You might say, I'm only going to have 1 or 2 slices. And they're going to say to you, come on, bro, it's not going to hurt. You can burn it off. Which is the most BS thing. Do you know how long it takes to burn off even 1 beer? It takes about an hour of cycling. These people, they will try to shame you and say, you can burn it off tomorrow. It's only a little bit won't hurt. All these little phrases are there to manipulate you and to shame you because they, at some point, may have been on a diet, or even on a deeper level, they, at some point, may have tried to do something to better themselves and they couldn't follow through. So when they see you trying to follow through with your plans, they're going to stop you. So, it's really funny because nowadays when I say, I'm not eating that cake, you have to give them a real stern look, even to my own friends. And it's not that I'm trying to be rude to my own friends. They can't really help it. It's just how society is. I'll just look at them and say, I ain't eating that cake and you know it. And they test me, they'll throw the cake in front of my face or the pizza or the dessert or whatever it might be. Hezron, you can't eat this. And you have to be a really firm person to stand back and say, I ain't touching that. Additionally, since the car revolution in the 1900s, the way cities have been designed isn't to support a healthy lifestyle. All of our cities in the West are purely designed for the benefit of cars. Cars are now what run the world in major cities. If you haven't got a car in a lot of places, you're out of luck. Because even if you do want to cycle or walk, those options just aren't there for you. So even if you do want to live that healthy lifestyle, be a good person, be in your diet, not use your car, it just isn't going to work because this doesn't make any sense because the cities are literally designed for the efficiency of cars and nothing else. So again, I ask this question to you. I pose this very simple question to you. If the government was so on it about trying to help you to lose weight, why are they focusing on cars at the expense of our own lifestyles? Really and truly, if you live in a major city like me in London, the only reason you should need a car is if you have kids or use it for work, or you have to do a long commute which is longer than what it takes by public transport. Otherwise, you should not really be using a car. Here in London, I'm very fortunate because literally most journeys in London are quicker by train. We're very, very fortunate here. And I know that in a lot of other countries, especially a lot of countries in America, even their major cities, cars are still faster. They might have a shopping block this small and then have a car park this big just to fit the cars. I've seen examples of this working when I went to the Netherlands in 2016. Their infrastructure for bikes is absolutely incredible. In fact, from what I have seen and from what I've read, cars come probably second or third. Bikes come first. They say in Netherlands, for every person, there's 2 bikes. And when I went there, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Young people, old people, girls, boys, everyone, they're cycling to work, even to the club. I went to a festival in Nijmegen. Like, so many of those people came to that festival by bike. They have these beautiful cycle highways, and it's so cool to see people in the morning going to school and to work on their bicycles, girls, even on their dresses, cycling to work or to the club or to the bar. Like, this stuff would just be unimaginable here in London. To see a girl in a nice dress on a bicycle going somewhere, I don't think I've ever seen that in the UK. But in Netherlands, all the time, it's normal. So they have these amazing cycle highways where it's safe and easy to navigate. And cars kind of have to wait on the cycles. But in most other cities, though, that's not the case. I know in my country, Sadiq Khan and Boris Johnson have tried to put the cycle highways into our country and trying to improve the cycle infrastructure, but it's just not the same. So until we really have the incentive to not use our cars, we're going to keep gaining weight from living this sedentary lifestyle. When I was getting fat, I had a motorcycle. And literally, I parked that motorcycle right outside of my house, literally on the door. And I would go to my work, which is teaching piano lessons at other people's house, and I would park my motorcycle at their door. So literally, all I had to do from my bedroom was walk downstairs, go to the door, and then bang, I was traveling for miles on end. That was my exercise per day, just going up and down the stairs and knocking on people's doors. If I was going to the supermarket, I would park my motorcycle at the door of the supermarket. If I was going to the club, I was parking my motorcycle at the door of the club. And this sedentary lifestyle where I wasn't doing much because I really wasn't incentivized to do much was making me put on much more weight because even something as simple as walking from my house to the bus stop was no longer part of the equation for me. And one of the first things I did in order to really knuckle down on losing my weight was selling off my motorcycle, and I haven't looked back since. The government promulgates a lot of these ideas that have seemingly come out of nowhere such as you have to eat 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Now, who the hell told us that, really? Who told us that 3 meals a day is what's needed for a healthy diet? The government. But if we're to listen to our bodies, does it really work though? Because the countries where this idea of 3 meals a day are promulgated, such as the UK and the US of A, we're gaining weight. So clearly what we're doing as a population isn't working. But the countries where they don't have this "you've got to eat 3 meals a day" thing, they're still keeping slim and healthy. When I had a lot of weight on me, I was eating 3, 4, 5 meals a day. I was following what the government had instructed me to do. But when I started to try and lose weight, I asked some of my friends that had always been historically slim, what's your eating patterns? And what you'll find is, with a lot of these slim people that have stayed slim or have come from overweight to slim, what you'll find is they'll say stuff to you like, sometimes I only eat 2 meals a day, I just don't get hungry. And then as an overweight person, you think, you don't get hungry? And it doesn't make sense to you. And they'll say stuff like, sometimes I only have 1 meal a day because I'm working the whole day, and by the time I come home, I'm not even hungry, so I just don't even eat. And you scratch your head and you think, how do these guys do it? And then in your head, you think to yourself, hey, I must be the normal one though, because I'm doing 3 meals a day. And they're doing the unnormal thing, and they're staying slim. So then it becomes this disconnect as to what the government is telling you, what the propaganda and what the media is telling you, and what actually works. Because the people that have the bodies which you so envy don't follow this promulgation. Who told you that about this food pyramid, that carbs are so important to your diet? Who told you that? These ideas have just been thrown into us as kids. I remember literally being about 5 years old, and this is what they were teaching us. They weren't teaching us about the value of money or where money came from, or that our money is really fake really and there's no gold standard anymore. What they were telling me is the food pyramid to keep me healthy. But this hasn't worked in my country because as a whole, in my country, we're starting to gain more and more weight. These ideas have been taught to us and they're not natural, because it's only really been since the Industrial Revolution where we as a population in the West have been privileged enough to have 3 meals a day and not really think about it. Before then, food was coming when it came. Sometimes 1 meal a day, sometimes 2 meals a day. And that was for the majority of history. The Industrial Revolution was only about 100, 150 years ago. And now they're telling us that this is what we should do with our diets, when the irony is, since the Industrial Revolution, that's when our weights have skyrocketed. So ironically, becoming more of a successful country has made it easier for us to gain weight because we now have the luxury of buying what we want. We now have the luxury of choice. So when you grow up in an environment where junk food is more readily available than healthy food, where the junk food is actually more cheaper than the healthy food, where you're shamed to eating that unhealthy cake at those birthday parties, where it's actually incentivized for you to drive a car and be unhealthy rather than walk or cycle, what do you think happens? The average weight of each person in the country goes higher. Obesity increases. Diabetes increases. So if you truly want to lose this weight, you're gonna have to get ready for war, a mental war, because there's so many ways every single day where both society, your friends, your family, the shops where you go to, the restaurant, the waiters, wherever you go, you're getting shamed to make those unhealthy choices time and time and time again. And that's why you find it nearly impossible to lose weight. This is the Hezron Springer Show.